Welcome to the Midwest Anime Podcast, your number one destination for all things anime and animation. And on behalf of our hosts, Kaleb and Andrew, welcome to the show.
Yeah, let's do this.
It's late.
Oh god, it's so late.
It's gonna be interesting.
Oh. Yep, we're ready. No pain at all. Feeling awesome. Oh god.
We're both getting old. We'll put it that way.
Yeah,
viewers.
And yeah, it's not even
listeners.
It's not even 12:30.
And
my eyes legitimately could take down an entire apartment complex with how much they're burning right now.
I'm really glad I don't have to work in the morning.
Alrighty, well,
we delved into Castlevania.
Because we obviously finished Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
You were there.
Yep.
You listened to us.
A little backstory. Castlevania is the Castlevania anime, if you can call it an anime. We're going to kind of just call it an animated show.
I think Netflix classifies it as an anime.
So a lot of what we're going to be doing is going to be classified under anime by streaming services.
Right.
I'm guessing that's
kind
of the idea that
that's
I
a fair
have.
assumption.
So if that's kind of where you guys are wondering, okay, where are you guys drawing the line at anime? That is where.
We're drawing the line at other weebs saying, hey, you should check out this anime, and then watching said anime.
Yeah.
And then being like, yeah, that's anime.
Yeah.
Which is what happened with this one. A buddy of mine named Marcus recommended this to me, and it started because I saw a meme that I didn't understand, and I was like, I guess I should figure out what show this is from. And he was like, dude, it's Castlevania, it's on Netflix, just watch it. And I was like, fair enough. So I did.
Anyway, the show, we'll just say show, is based on the video game series, as it says in the opening credits. It literally says based on video game series by Konami.
Which I 100% ignored because I had no fucking idea there were Castlevania video games.
Yes. It has been on just about every platform that you can think of, from the Commodore 64 all the way to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One.
Again, things I did not know going into watching this show, and just enjoyed the show.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's nice to get backstories on where stuff comes from.
That's fair.
Because typical anime comes from manga, which are essentially comic books or graphic novels, essentially.
Backwards, but yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No, yeah.
Like, everyone knows what I mean. The people that are listening to this know what manga is.
I'd hope so.
I mean, you'd think.
If you don't know,
Google it.
It's the thing that the kid everyone was making fun of was reading on the bus because they thought he was reading a book from back to front, because he was. Mm-hmm. But that's just how manga works.
Yeah, like your stepbrother reading every chapter of Naruto.
Okay, is it manga or manga? Because I've heard it both ways.
I've always pronounced it manga.
Okay, I don't understand.
I don't know if that's correct or not.
Oh.
In some sort of comments, message us on Twitter, tell us if we're correct or not.
I need the phonetical.
Yeah, spell it out phonetically.
Yeah.
I don't care about what it means in Japanese, like,
yeah,
whatever. I mean, that'd be cool to know, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I need it to be
just phonetically
manga or manga, or if we're saying it wrong, it's actually
mangoes.
Who doesn't love
whatever?
Mangoes? Mangoes are actually low key delicious.
Anyway,
gotta find a ripe one though.
Yeah,
not ripe mangoes. Shitbox.
Castlevania starts off with every time that happens, I'm afraid that I'm gonna stop the recording. Just so you guys know, my computer flashed up an update thing for for the HP stuff, and every time I hit close on it, I'm afraid that I'm gonna hit the button one too many times, and we're gonna just stop the recording halfway through.
And then we're gonna have to start over, and I'm gonna cry because my eyes are already on fire.
Really, we get into this straight away with Dracula. It starts off right away with the source material, like hey, this is who this is about, which is good.
Yeah,
It doesn't beat around the bush. Like, I'll tell you what I almost said after this.
See,
Remind me.
my thing is, I wish they would have properly introduced the Belmont family better.
Yes, I do too.
Because only having a 4-episode first season, which if you look the show up on Netflix, it's only 12 episodes. It's 4 in the first season, 8 in the second.
Right, and there is a third season coming, which will most likely be released in October, because that's how they do it. That's how they've done it with the first 2 seasons. I don't see them moving away from it.
Shoe fits.
Yeah.
That's not an appropriate use of that phrase. Oh
well,
my God.
it is sort of, because it's a horror themed game. Like,
yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I was looking to do. I am gonna kill myself now. Please excuse me.
Don't do that. I would be sad.
I know. Who's this dog gonna annoy 90% of the fucking day? You're not the dog in that scenario.
No, I'm not.
But you are a bitch sometimes.
I will neither confirm nor deny
Yeah.
whether I'm a bitch.
Yeah. I'm sure the people have figured it out by now.
I'm sure.
So we dive in straight away with, we're introduced to Lisa, who becomes Dracula's wife, who then gets burned at the stake for witchcraft.
Which is just doctor stuff in reality,
Which is just being smarter than all the men in the village, so they're all just like, fucking kill her because hurt feelings.
Hashtag strong female characters.
Hashtag
teaser?
I'm not sure how to hashtag this. Hashtag Blair Witch.
Oh God.
Wrong kind of witch.
Wait. Wrong kind of outcome. Well, not really.
Yeah,
but
it's about the same outcome.
Yeah.
Just on a smaller scale?
Maybe.
I mean, there's a lot of parallels because burning at the stake at this point is pretty common.
Yeah, in anything to do with a witch, like, they talk about some sort of burning at the stake, whether it be in Salem, whether it be elsewhere that they burned witches at the stake, like...
Or the, you know the old rule about the drowning?
Yeah, if they drowned, they weren't a witch. But if they floated to the top...
It's if they sank to the bottom, they were a witch. But if they floated to the top, they weren't a witch. Or am I getting it backwards?
No, it's backwards because they would have used magic to float up to the top. Because there were, like, cinder blocks or, like, there was something to weigh down the chair that they were dropped into the lake or pond.
Yeah, and, you know.
Yeah.
Dead bodies float. Mm-hmm. Just so you know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to dive any deeper.
I'm just saying I know that.
Fair enough. Now we all know.
Not for any particular reason.
No, of course not.
No.
There's no underlying controversy.
No, of course not.
Why would I ever suspect anything like that? I'm going on record saying that. For when they find me cinder-blocked floating in the water because I'm secretly a witch.
We're so goddamn tired. Alright,
And so, what happens is the church, shocker, decides to kill somebody, also, shocker, because an old woman was like, hey, something weird's going on. I see what you're doing with your hands, and it's distracting.
I'm tallying how many shockers.
It's going to be Wichita State by the end of this. And so, in typical church fashion, they were like, hey, Mayor, there's this broad doing smart things.
We don't like it.
That ain't cool.
Where does she live?
Murder. Publicly. It's also where you find out that...
Well, it's also something historical, unfortunately. Something that the church would do historically.
Go on.
That, heretics and,
right.
The whole... Realistically, all the Crusades were, like, conversion wars, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'd go into the Middle East, kill anybody who didn't want to, while also searching for the Holy Grail, because that was actually real. they actually wanted to find some sort of holy grail or whatever.
I'm very glad you clarified, because
Yes.
my brain initially was like, are you confirming that the Holy Grail exists?
No, they were...
Because if you are, the fuck. If you're not...
I'm Indiana Jones, bitch.
We,
Indiana Jones and the
we
Lost
all
Crusade
know
was-
it's the plainest looking cup. It clearly isn't the
Yeah.
one that's the Jesus Infinity Gauntlet of cups.
Yeah, Jesus the Carpenter would not have...
But the Holy Grail was made out of wood. That's why it deteriorated. That's why it's gone.
Or the fact that some Nazi lady tried to carry it through from the threshold of the cave that the Grail was held in, and the cave collapsed and became a grave.
That's about as believable as opening up a box and everyone getting laser fried to death. And you avoid it by looking away conveniently. We're not...
Yeah,
I mean, that's literally what happened.
yeah.
Anyway.
These are the exact endings to the first and the third Indiana Jones movies.
Anyway, the heretics.
Yes.
Those darn heretics.
Mm-hmm. Anyone
Blasphemous
that, really,
heretics.
really anyone that practice in science, other religions.
Smart people.
Yeah, like
Philosophers.
what was it? Galileo was
Excommunicated.
for his entire life, and then 100 years after that,
They
or
were-
something like that. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't.
Historians
he wasn't,
were like, oh
recom-
damn, he was onto something.
Yeah, he wasn't recommunicated until 100 years after his death.
Yeah, because
The popes were all still
the
he's
whole
bad.
geocentric versus heliocentric of what's at the center of the solar system.
Mm-hmm.
And then, smart people were like, dum-dum, it's not us.
Yeah.
I can prove it. No, you can't. God said so. Here we go.
Just giant long sigh from Galileo.
And it's very interesting because within the first episode, you see even in the setting of the show time period that there's corruption within the church.
Correct.
And that's something that historically has been constant, is
And
corruption.
is constant.
Yeah, it's still, runs rampant.
Yeah.
But we're not politicking right now.
No, we're not.
Because we can.
We're trying not to.
And
we'll
we're
say
avoiding
that.
it.
Yes.
And so, in the very first episode, he's not the bishop yet. He's just...
No, he's a bishop.
He's an emissary in the first episode. And then by later he's...
No, he's a bishop, and then there's the archbishop, because he takes care of the archbishop, who's ill.
I thought he was an emissary of the archbishop. That's what he says when he takes Lisa? It's spelled Lisa,
Well,
but...
they're all technically emissaries of the archbishop.
Fair, whatever. The bishop guy,
Yeah.
the douche, is like, I'll say a small prayer for her, and then afterwards, the mayor's like, saying something about, oh, you guys are all, trying to get to heaven so you can do God's bidding in his house, and
Yeah, and
he's like, I'm not interested in that. There's so much to do here, which is heresy, by the way.
Yeah.
In the terms of actual church. Leading to...
You understand what he means, because in his mind, he wants to rid the world of heretics. And,
he wants to use his power to
Yeah.
kill people.
Yeah, witches, heretics, stuff like that.
People who disagree with him.
Yes.
But, potato, potato.
Correct.
And so, we get into... So we're going to do this in two parts.
Mm-hmm.
We did the first 6 episodes, so the first season, and then the
it's
first
late
2 episodes.
And
I'm going to kill myself if I have to literally stay up any longer than I'm forced to at gunpoint.
yeah.
We got through the first 2 episodes of the second season. And in there, spoiler alert, in the second season, the bishop is killed.
Well, he's killed in the first season.
Right.
2 episodes after he...
Yeah.
Which, in one of the most fucked up scenes... we're going to warn you here. This anime is...
Bloody as
gory.
God fucking horrible.
We might go into Hellsing Ultimate
so much blood.
later on in the podcast, in a later episode.
So much blood in this one.
Oh my god.
There's so much.
I thought there was a lot of blood in Hellsing Ultimate.
It's not like classic 90s anime blood where it's
No.
just like a spray of red mist.
No, it's just realistic, thick.
just gory beyond belief.
Yeah.
I will say this is an adult show, so
Yes.
there is a lot of profanity, which makes it fantastic. I will say the comedic elements in this show...
Trevor Belmont is the best character in the entire show.
He's arguably one of my favorite anime characters, period. Just by his arrogance and just don't give a shittery.
No. Well, he has a line early in the second episode that I compared to all of us at work in retail. I'm nice to everybody. Everybody else is a piece of shit.
Which is 100% accurate.
Yes. If you work in retail, you also know.
But the Belmont arc is harkening back to the games, correct?
Yes. Well, because in the games, I believe you play as both. You can play... In one game, you play as Alucard. I know for sure. In another, you play... In most of them, the Belmonts are the main characters. Because Dracula is the main enemy, and they're the enemy of Dracula. You know, whatever.
Right.
They hunt vampires. That's their main thing. But... there's one game, I don't remember exactly which game it is, that you play as Alucard.
That'd be dope.
It is.
Do you have the sword like in the show?
You have a sword.
It's not long and magical.
I'm sure it is. Like it, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've played those games,
Well, yeah, they've been out
or
for
even
a long time.
or even seen them played. Like it's been forever.
I'll have to find them and I'll do a playthrough. Hopefully it'll last less than 6 hours. I beat Portal in an hour and a half. Don't tell me it's not. There are not games that I can beat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why. That's why I offered to play through the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, so that we could do Naruto, because those go through the entire series.
But then I have to watch you play video games.
Well, we could both play.
I suck at video games.
You just have to get through the fight. You just have to win the fight. That's all. Then the story moves on.
Yeah, that's valid. I mean, I'm better than you at video games, but I still suck.
In Madden and
2K, you got me most. We're about 50-50 in 2K.
Yeah, in Madden and NCAA, you're better. I would destroy you in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
I will destroy you in any first-person shooter.
Fair enough. We have played Hang 'em High Rockets together. It is super fun.
Yes.
Just because it is like
it is the dumbest thing ever.
The language that comes out of our mouth is like every adult themed show.
Yeah.
All combined into one. Oh, what the fuck? That's bullshit. You didn't fucking hit me.
And so
it's like, why the fuck did I take fall damage?
Guy jumps off a cliff to prove fall damage doesn't exist. Back to the show with the whole plot line basically is
church killed lady.
Church killed Dracula's wife.
Dracula's mad about it.
In turn, summons Hell Army and
summons a bunch of vampires from different countries.
He doesn't summon them. He requests their presence.
Essentially summons them.
Yes, but it's different than the summoning of the Hell Army because there's different.
It's a different kind of summoning.
One involves a pentagram, I'm assuming, and the other one involves sending a tweet.
Well, one involves magic, and the other one involves, at the time, sending a bird.
Multiple birds.
Multiple birds.
Maybe they're telekinetic.
Maybe.
Are vampires telekinetic?
Mm.
How else would
would
Godbrand have been keeping Camilla aware of this?
Godbrand and Carmilla are the names of two of the vampire generals, by the way.
And Godbrand
spoilers.
Fantastic.
He is. He really is.
Hilarious.
Godbrand, I haven't. I don't know anything that you've seen that you haven't fucked, eaten, or turned into a boat. I
like boats. I'm a fucking Viking.
We turn things into boats. We fuck things. True.
And so Dracula then has vampire army wanting to eliminate all humans because humans proved their uselessness by...
But then Dracula picks two humans
who have,
to lead.
but they've disavowed the humanity.
Well, yeah, but it's a weird thing that
He makes a good point as to why, though.
yes,
Because you can't truly hate something if it is irrelevant to you.
well, that's the thing. He says two generals who are not driven by thirst.
Yeah, because Godbrand views, and most of the other Draculas, vampires.
Both Isaac and
Hector.
Thank you. I knew it started with an H. I wanted to say Howard, but I didn't think that was right.
Come here, Howie!
But they both have their reasons for hating humanity.
One's a little
bit better than the other. Like, Hector was just seeing what it seemed from, because we didn't get a full flashback. We just kind of got an auditory. Yeah, yet we got kind of an auditory flashback, and what it seems is that he was an outcast, and then he was betrayed somehow by the only people that he actually trusted.
Yeah. Well, he stares ominously into a fire while thinking about this.
Yes.
Godbrand does make a line about someone taking away his dead pets and foreshadowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And then Isaac was
brutally freaking tortured.
Was a slave
for trying to help.
Yeah, he was a slave back in the day.
Yeah,
back in the 1400s.
Just
yeah. It is again. It is an adult show. Like this is a show not meant for.
There's
children.
some cringe.
Yeah, there's some cringe.
Heavy cringe.
It is unsettling. Like we will be the first to say. I mean,
like when the bishop gets killed, which I alluded to earlier.
It's satisfying, but it's also.
It goes back, and I do appreciate how they did it with when we talk about corruption, is the fact that the demon things were able to enter the house of the Lord because his god wasn't there.
Well, his god wasn't there. The things you do make your god puke.
Yeah, and then the only part of that entire like killing him scene, which I'm fine with, was the moment where the guy gets picked up and he's like, "Kiss me," and then ate his face.
Well, yeah, he was
the fact that he said "kiss me" was
he said, "Let me kiss you."
Whatever. Either way, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's weird. But then he eats half his body because it shows his body later on, which was interesting because then because originally I thought just kind of he ate his head, like
right. I thought he was just like a. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, he was Capri Sunned. Is that not a valid way to think about that?
No, it's the visual and the use of it that I've just.
Would you prefer the applesauce to-go pouches? I couldn't think of what those were called, I said Capri Sun.
I prefer Capri Sun. It relates more.
I imagine the sound was valid as hell.
Yeah.
It's gone!
Will you knock it off?
The other goblins are gonna be like, dude, it's stop.
He's empty.
Just stop.
It's like, no, there's more in there, I swear.
I can literally see the straw protruding through the skin.
Did you ever have trouble like getting through the hole? So you just kind of like you would put the straw in any other way and it would work. Like you'd turn it over and puncture it through the bottom, or like lay it on its side and just punch it through the top.
I'm gonna pretend you're talking like a normal human being would do.
Am I speaking heresy right now?
Yes! Because clearly you don't use the straw. You take scissors, you cut the top off, and you pour it into a cup.
Wait. I'm speaking heresy?
Yeah, you cut the fucking lid off. With scissors, you pour into a cup.
I guarantee you there's so many people punching their phones right now.
You pour it into a cup, and then use the straw to drink it out of the cup. That is how Capri Suns are meant to be. There's literally instructions on the container. Just saying.
No, it's not. That is not how you drink it.
How else are you supposed to know what color Capri Suns are? I need to make sure there's no artificial flavors and coloring. There's so many artificial flavors.
So much.
But it's all clear, though, so there's no, colored dye in there.
Mm-hmm.
No, if they dye it clear. Is that a
Dear
thing?
God.
Mother of God.
Anyway. How did we get from demons killing somebody in the house in a house of God to how you to properly drink Capri Sun?
Because a bishop gave up on Jesus. And then we learn about
Learn a lesson, kids.
Then we learn about the speakers, which is dope, because
They're essentially
in every open world concept video game ever,
well, yeah,
the cloaked figures that are in every town that
they're nomadic tribes. They
yeah.
believe in magic and helping people and all that good stuff.
The most important thing about helping people is basically they just collect stories and then tell those stories
Right. It's
to other people.
He's like, the Belmonts have always been on good terms with speakers, except for that one time my father got into a fight with one.
Speakers don't fight.
When he tried to get him to write down his oral history. Oh, yeah, he probably fought him then. Which, the elder of that speaker tribe said something interesting here. Concept to me, because that's true, but history's living, history never stops. But you also need to preserve history somehow.
Right?
And
think of it this way. If I wrote down the lyrics of a song and then was able to read them periodically, and then, like, if I hear the song every day, I'm going to fucking know all the words.
right.
But if you played a song that I knew every word to when I was growing up, like Headstrong by Trapped, everyone knew that song.
Right.
Now, if you played it, I'd know most of the words.
Yeah.
But not all of them.
No.
You know, there would be parts in the verses where I'd just stumble over the words and look like an idiot.
Right.
You know, we don't talk about those days. No, we still talk about them.
Make up words, just get...
Mumble rapper. That's where the mumble rapper...
I know, they couldn't figure out they can't figure out the words of their own songs. So
they listened to too much Tech 9, so then they were like trying to rap really fast, and they just end up going... Blah, 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 and then they were like, yeah, that's a song. Sure.
And then the chorus kicks in, and they're like, oh, hell yeah, this is my jam.
Put a strong bass line to it, we got a song. Not only have we committed heresy, we've also now destroyed the rap game and Capri Suns. Nobody is safe.
Hashtag anime hot takes.
Yeah.
Is that...
Yeah, that's literally it.
Is that the name of our podcast?
As long as it doesn't say hashtag in front of it.
Anime hot takes?
Can they be stupid anime hot takes?
We'll think about it. Maybe we'll both... Which one of us has... I'm sure you have more followers on Twitter. We can put it up as a poll.
66.
We can put... Yeah, you have more. I have like 23. We can put up a poll on one of our Twitters. Maybe both. Share it with the podcast Twitter. You know, get people to vote on it. Because we have a couple names in mind. So
yep.
those of you that follow us on Twitter, but either me or Andrew, or I'm not gonna say the podcast Twitter because it's just me and Andrew following the podcast Twitter.
Like and subscribe at us. Share it with your friends.
Indeed.
Find ways to tell people about it. We are... The further we grow the base, the easier it is for us to do more cool stuff. Like, you know, Nebraska Con every year.
There's an anime con in, I want to say Omaha.
Yep, and there are...
Every year.
You know,
we could show up to that.
there are voice actors that are more than willing to take interviews.
Yeah.
So, things that we can accomplish if we get a little support.
Thought about a topic of making my dad sit down, and my dad, who has never watched anime in his life other than a little bit of Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh,
So he's
when
seen
I
it
was
all.
little, of sitting him down and making him watch the first episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You had to pick that one? That's where you went with? Full Metal?
I mean, it's a good anime. Like
It is.
And it's the one that isn't as anime-y. Because Fairy Tail gets pretty Japanesey, like, in some parts.
You're just mad at fan service, aren't you?
Yeah. Like...
That's fair.
It's something we're going to go into in a topic later on. Maybe we'll do it in between Castlevania and the next thing. Maybe we'll talk about fan service. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it at a later date. We'll decide. But it's something that's okay in small doses.
Right.
It's just when it's over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Which
when it's like...
which I thought of...
Boom in your face.
Well, yeah, but like Full Metal Alchemist, very little.
Yeah,
to
because
none.
they're kids.
Yeah, but as they grow within, the most you get is Winry almost taking her shirt off in front of Ed when he's in her room eating a sandwich. Like, that's the most you get. And then
fair enough.
Like,
no, I agree. That's fine. I was just curious
Yeah.
why you picked Full Metal.
yeah, it's just it's the most straightforward. And me and him were talking about the historical properties of alchemy.
If you really want to fuck him up with, like, make him never want to watch anime again, first episode of Overlord.
Oh my god.
Ruin everything. The great creators. And then just starts listing all of them off.
Lord, touch me.
Lord, touch me.
Talk about that creepy pervert. And then have him watch Overlord abridged. Oh no.
Well, I don't know what the fuck else.
I don't either. We'll see you guys next week.
We did it!
Yeah, it's late. We both want to go to bed.
This is probably the best joke I've ever made about Capri Suns, by the way.
It's
It's probably the greatest I've ever said out loud.
holy shit. Was that hilarious? Just I commit heresy and then you tell people. We'll see you guys next week.